Because again, disease names is to hook you into the illusion that disease exists. Okay, there is no such thing as disease, family. Disease is literally grouping all of your symptoms into one name. Okay, it's grouping all of your effects into one name. And if you guys tapped into my last YouTube video, all right, y'all gotta tap into that. All right, I put so much time into that. I didn't even think that I was gonna go that long. Like, it just, the information just kept flowing. And I'm like, because I'm just really, all of this osis and itis and hydronitis, and so many people coming to me with how to do this, how to do that, how to heal from this. And when I look up the name, I'm like, really? This is what it is, it's connected to the lymph and then the kidneys. And so we really got to really understand how to decode these names. Because remember, y'all always say it's a game that is being played on us, and you have to understand how to play this game. You have to understand what this game is all about so that you can survive and thrive. Okay, I see the first question. Do you know about Penelopsia? Listen, another thing I want to say, y'all, is give it to me in layman's terms, because again, as I said, all of these are just names describing your effects. So if you can really quickly just let me know what part of the body that is affecting, or the effects that that is experienced through that name, okay, then I can better help you. Okay, so like, for example, when you go on Google, all right, you're going to type in sarcoidosis, and immediately it'll start to describe issues with your lymph system and your lungs. Okay, so then that way I can better help you, or better to help you to understand how to decode the name itself based upon the effects that you are feeling, which literally just groups it into a name. So you got to have a name. They have to give you a name to your disease, because if they don't give you a name, you can't get a pill. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't get a name to your disease, you don't get a pill. Okay, so if I was to just simply look at you, you come into my office and I say, what seems to be the problem today? Oh, I have a, shortness of breath. I always have headaches. I'm always dizzy. You know what I mean? So then that way they'll say, okay, they'll try to, check your blood pressure, and then they'll say, okay, high blood pressure. Here you go. Let me give you this blood pressure pill. You know what I mean? So it's more so you describing your symptoms, you describing your effects. And then from there, they just automatically assign you. Give me 1 second, y'all. If y'all can hear me and see me, put something in the chat. If y'all can hear me and see me, put something in the chat. I want to make sure, because okay, good. And y'all, this is so vital for your health freedom, for our overall freedom as a people, because again, this whole name, this whole assigning names to your effects is keeping you in the chains of disease. It's constantly keeping you crippled from really understanding and understanding what's going on with your body. And you'll be surprised, there's over like thousands and thousands of names out there to describe the effects that the body gives when it's in an unnatural state. So what I mean by that is that you're constantly entering all of these pathogens and all of these different bacteria into the body. We're constantly violating nature, and in turn, the body will begin to morph into this disease state, into this unbalanced state. And then from there, your body will eventually begin to give off these effects. And then the effects is just in turn turned into grouped or classified into a whole name for your symptoms. Okay, so again, family, when we start to dig deep into the name itself, that's when we can heal ourselves. When we start to learn how to decode the names, that's when we can begin to heal ourselves. I have so many people, that come to me and they say, oh, I have they'll name the disease. And I'm like, what is that? I've never heard of this before, so I have to go and look it up, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, then I have to, help you to not just break it down, but just to help you to understand and understand the entire picture of what's going on. Because when I look at your iris, I'm not saying, oh, you have some itis, or you have dysosis, or you have sarcoidosis, or you have MS, or whatever the case may be. The eye does not detect the name itself. The iris, actually, I can see what's going on in every part of your body in real time. Okay, so I may not say that it's MS, but I can see what's going on in the spine. I can see what's going on in your nervous system. Okay, I may not say that is, I see a question there, prostatitis or prostatitis, but I can see the state of your prostate. I can see what stage it's in. I can see if there's inflammation. And any kind of itis family at the end of, the disease names just means inflammation. Okay, all of this is just, again, inflammation of that specific organ region or that tissue, those cells, okay, of that part of the body. All right, so this is, again, just a little class, again, on how to decode disease names, and again, how important it is to not own it, because when you own it, you actually transmit all that energy, and then you will end up actually experience the very symptoms more so when you say, I have something. Okay, so someone asked here, talk about prostatitis. Okay, prostatitis is more so inflammation of your prostate. Okay, and how does that happen over time in men? All right, I've seen inflammation of prostate or prostate issues in the eyes of young men as early as 20, 19, 18 years old. Okay, and this happens due to the lifestyle, due to your daily habits. Okay, number one, you want to make sure that you get off that dairy. Okay, that's absolute number one. You want to get off the dairy, okay, because what is not realized when it comes to the male body and even the female body, but right now we're talking about the male body, you have major veins that run through that area, the prostate and also the testes. Okay, and when that becomes clogged due to all the dairy or the meat eating, you're not drinking enough water, not having enough fluid, you're not eating no fruit, you're not eating or intaking a natural lifestyle, over time those veins get clogged and you're not getting enough oxygen down there. So then now you have issues with stamina, you have issues with energy, you may have issues with erectile dysfunction, not being able to perform. So these are things that you need to pay attention to, because as you get older, okay, as you get older in age, you'll find that these challenges would just be more difficult, more challenging for you as far as the ability to perform. Okay, and again, what I say is when it comes to men's health, men don't really like going to doctors. I would say as far as the male clients, the male clients that I've had in iridology, is very, very, very small compared to women, because when it comes to men, men tend to get more embarrassed to talk about these things. We should not be embarrassed to talk about our health. Okay, if something is if something is wrong, we have to be more open in our community to talk about prostate issues, talk about testes issues and testicular inflammation and all of these different things like that. You have to be more open so that you can get the help that you deserve, because a lot of times we have a lot of brothers that are silent when it comes to their health and only go to the doctor when they're in extreme pain. Okay, so we have to get you out of that mindset so that you can get the healing that you deserve. Okay, but again, going back into prostatitis, you want to get off the dairy, you want to get off the meats. Yes, you want to get off of that. When it comes to your sexual energy, okay, ain't nothing wrong with high sexual energy. Let me be clear on that. I see there's so much, when people talk about, oh, it's bad to have high sexual energy. High sexual energy just means that you have a lot of creativity. And when you're constantly horny, or when you're constantly misusing it in a way where you always want to have sex, when you constantly always want to have sex, you're still trapped into your root chakra. So when you start to utilize your creativity in other ways, high sexual energy just means you're a highly creative being. All right. And all of us have that, so it's not a bad thing to always want to have sex or always be horny, but you have to understand how to cultivate your energy and redirect it. Because when you do that, fellas, listen up. When you do that, all right, you literally, when you hold back, or it's called semen retention, you actually begin to heal other parts of your body when you hold back. When you redirect the sexual energy. So again, you constantly ejaculating, or all of these things in our culture that they teach us to masturbate, all this porn, everything is sex. Everything is to keep you in your root chakra. Everything around you is to keep you in your root chakra. So we have to rise that energy and feed all of our chakras. Continue to understand that this means that you have high creativity, so that you begin to heal your male organs. You begin to tone your male organs. Okay, so I would say again, to understand that your sperm is very, very powerful. There's so much nutrients in the sperm alone, and when you constantly releasing that, you're releasing so much blood. That's why you're constantly tired after sex. You should not be tired after sex. A lot of people are not cleansing themselves properly after sex. So there's so much that goes into it. When it comes to male health,